Post-game live. Knicks lose in thrilling fashion. 114-110. James Harden drops 61 on the squad at MSG. He wanted his MSG moment, and I guess he got it. But, hey, man, listen, the Knicks fought until the end. What more could you ask for? Crazy ending to the game. We've seen Fizdale get tossed out. Shacked in a full moment by the Rockets. It looked like P.J. Tucker bet on the Knicks tonight. But, yeah, it was a crazy game, man. Welcome to the show. Salute to everybody. CP from Knicks Fan TV. My man Jay Ellis from the Knick of Time show. We got Schwinny in the house, posting and toasting zone. Schwinny, how you feeling tonight, man? What was your takeaways from tonight's game, bro?
Oh, this is just all positive.
Oof, it was rough, man. It was rough.
No, there are a lot of positives to take away from that. A lot of, not even a lot of negatives. Just some puzzling choices, which I'm sure we'll get to.
So you wanted to talk about? I mean, where do you want to start with this, man? Go ahead, man.
Let's start with positives, though. Let's
all right.
Let's start with the positives.
All right. So what were your positive takeaways? Let's get those out the way.
Yeah. Trier, right? Like that, you had to start there.
Yeah.
He was great. He was fantastic. He had 31. He had 31, 10, 3 assists. But like the 31 points, it was like he was on 18 shots, and he just I don't know. He was like I don't know. I just thought he played it under control. I thought I don't know. I like look. He always ISOs, right? But it's like I thought he was getting his ISOs within kind of the flow of things for the most part.
Yeah.
When he had those bad possessions, they were like when he did his like stupid ISO thing.
Right.
Like good ISO and there's bad like the good ISO was there for most of the night.
Seemed like after him and Timmy got into it, he kind of settled into his own a little bit. After Timmy called him out for being a ball hog, go figure.
Yeah, but you know what? On that play, like that was not an easy pass to make, and like I think what happened is Hardaway needed to slow down because you watched it. They showed the replay afterwards. I even said it like when I watched it at first, I didn't think he made the wrong play because I thought it was a really hard pass to make because Hardaway was so far up the floor that basically the defender was already between him and Trier. So Trier would have to throw like a perfect lob running full speed. And like he's a lot of things, but he's not Jason Kidd. Like he's not making that pass.
It's tough pass.
He's not making that pass. So I was fine with that, and I was also fine with like Tim being mad because they came out of the timeout and it was like, it was over. It wasn't whatever, like we've all been there, man. I assume we've all played ball enough to know that like sometimes you just get mad about stuff. Like 2 seconds later you're like, all right, whatever, bro. Let's keep playing now. So I think it was fine. That just happens when you play ball. But yeah, no, Trier was awesome tonight. He was really, really awesome tonight. Like genuinely awesome tonight.
Give credit where credit is due. ISO definitely had a nice bounce back game. Jay Ellis, we saw the impact of Frank once again. As soon as Moutier went out the game, starting in that second, that late first, early second quarter, Frank came in, was able to do some good things on both ends of the floor. Once Money Mitch came in, the two of them on the defensive end really got after it and kind of kept us in the game, man. He takes him out in the fourth quarter. Late in the fourth, about 4 minutes ago, he goes back to the Moutier effect. What did you think about the coaching moves down the stretch, man?
Oh, man. Curious to say the least. Like, I commend Fizz, and I also kind of scratch my head a little bit because it seems like that group, the Fizz kids, I call them. Thanks, Matt B. Thanks. I'm back. I am back.
Yeah, you've been going for a minute, bro. You've been going for a minute, man.
Yeah, it don't seem like it was that long, but I guess it was that long.
Yeah, you missed 2 shows, Jay Ellis. You've been missing a lot of time on the post-game show, man.
T-shirt graphics now? Damn, you got new.
Oh, yeah. The merch is open. Shout out to everybody in the chat first and foremost. The merch is open. But, yeah, man, to your takeaways to the end of the game, what do you think about it?
Oh, man, okay. So, basically, what was I saying again? I was talking about
you love David Fizdale and you wanna marry him.
Oh yeah, I do actually love David Fizdale, but I'm taken, so yeah.
Nah, but what I was basically saying was that Frank had it going as the point guard. Fizdale takes him out, goes back to Moutier down the stretch. What did you think about those moves down there?
I guess really what it was defensively, it seemed like the Fizz Kids second unit really gave the Knicks the punch they needed to get back in this game. They clawed back, got them down to 2. Fizdale rolled them out, and then took out Frank and entered Tim Hardaway Jr. and Moutier. And I understand why he puts Moutier in sometimes because he's the closer and he's been closing, but he hasn't really closed in a long time. So it's like, okay. But then it's not a coincidence that once they came out, all of a sudden, like Harden seems to get what he wants after a while. So it's like, I wish he found time to get Frank back in at the end, because Frank had a pretty good floor game overall. I feel like his shot. I feel like he was scared to shoot this game though. I don't know if it was me. I felt like he was scared to shoot this game, but overall, we needed some ball movement, and he was able to provide us with that. So
yeah. He couldn't hit anything tonight. Let's be honest. He couldn't hit anything.
He couldn't. He didn't even. Honestly, some of his misses were like they're like, you know, misses were. They're like last game. I think he had 3 or 4 misses that I was like, oh man, they just went in and out. Like, you know, if you keep shooting like that, you know, today he was like legit hitting side rim.
Yeah. He always looks like he's aiming his shots. He has no confidence in his jumper whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, you can tell real quick when he has, because like there's like a half second difference between when he just shoots it and then when he, like, you could see today he would have this, he had space, but he would take that like extra half second to kind of like make sure he had the space.
Yeah.
And it was just, I don't know. It was
it didn't look good. Didn't look good.
You can definitely tell. Like, as opposed to last game, I felt like when he was missing the shots, he wasn't scared to take those shots last game, even though he was missing it.
Yeah.
As opposed to today where it looked like he was aiming. Like,
he's always looks like he's aiming those shots, man. But anyway, you know, listen, I thought the defense was all right. I thought his defense was okay on James Harden. Listen, James Harden dropped 61. Nobody was going to stop him. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Bowen, Scottie Pippen, nobody was going to stop this dude tonight. He wanted his Garden moment, and sadly we gave it to him. Ends up stealing the inbounds play on the not the inbounds, but they end up ripping Vonleh, who I thought was doing a little bit too much on that play, and ends up sealing the game with that dunk. So, Harden is just a beast, man. 61 and 15 tonight. Unreal, man. Unreal. But far and away the MVP of the league. I don't know. I was telling you guys earlier today, I never seen anybody drop a 60-piece that effortlessly. I don't know, man.
I do feel like the refs kind of spotted him 20 in the first quarter.
Oh, he abuses them. Harden plays like the dude in 2K that you want to quit on because he just knows every single nook and cranny of the game to cheat with.
But like I can't even rationally discuss Harden because like, there are just fouls he gets that make no sense.
Make no sense.
He had a foul today. He drove into Knox, elbowed him in the face. Yeah. And he got the line. And Breen is sitting there like, oh, he's so crafty. He's so good.
Breen was gushing. Breen was gushing. From the opening tip-off, Breen was open off for Harden, bro.
Between him and Clyde tonight, that was the worst telecast ever.
Oh, my God.
That was the worst. Like, I don't know what. I have no fucking clue what telecast the Rockets are on. I think they're on, like, Fox Sports.
Yeah. I don't know.
Shit. South, like Texas or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Like they could have been on that, and they would have Rockets fans would have known the difference. That was like the most ridiculous.
It was an ode to Harden, man. It was an ode to Harden.
I'm embarrassed. There were so many points in that game where I was like, oh, maybe I'll just mute this and put on music.
Maybe I'll just put on Spotify, see what's going on.
It was so bad. Like it was. I think that was actually more frustrating to me than Harden tonight, which is amazing because no player frustrates me more than James Harden to watch.
That was
Blake Green was on something tonight. Like, what was that? He had that thing with Trier where he was like, "Oh, I think his toe might have been on the line." It's like, no, dude.
Yeah,
that was pretty obvious.
Yeah, like whose side are you on, buddy?
Yeah,
Jesus,
what was
man.
That was crazy. That was.
Yeah.
I would like if we just move away from the Harden discussion. Because those two tonight combined to make me.
It was rough, man.
maybe anything else.
It was rough. That was you gotta grow, Jay.
How about this? All right, I'll talk about some more good on this.
All right.
The lineups, right?
Okay.
The who didn't play was a big deal.
Bro, I totally forgot they didn't play Canner. I totally forgot.
They didn't play Cantor. They didn't play Mario. He
Yeah,
went with like a really short 9-person lineup, and he really stuck to that lineup. And and Cantor is somewhere tweeting and deleting something because Scott Perry told him he can't tweet no more after that.
Yo, it wasn't until I saw like a picture somebody, Mike Vorkunov from The Athletic posted, like Canner's just standing off on the side at the team huddle. And because he didn't play, I was like, "Oh shit!" I said, "I forgot." And Canner did not play.
I was like, "Yo, let him stand out of the stadium." I don't
Crazy,
care.
man.
I don't like. He's an awesome guy off the court. Respect all that stuff. But like, this isn't about that. This isn't about. It's just about basketball. And like I don't like. Okay, whatever we can say here. We'll talk about Fizdale more. We'll talk about whoever, like the players and the decisions, everything. But like, you can't tell me that. Like, not playing Cantor was not some... I saw, like, Howard Beck tweeting for the game, acting like, oh, the Knicks are committing some crime. Him and Steve Popper were acting like the Knicks committed some crime.
For what?
Not playing Cantor tonight. It's like, bro, Cantor is just a minus player. I don't know, like... I would love... I tweeted this out earlier, but, like, I would love to get paid to talk about basketball, to be knowledgeable about basketball, and then to tweet out some bullshit like that, like, the Knicks... are still some dysfunctional organization. Not for like any maybe if he had been like, yo, they're dysfunctional because they're not starting Frank. They're
right, legitimate reasons.
Some things like
legitimate reasons.
But like your reason can't be, well, they're not playing Enes Kanter against the Houston Rockets at the 5. Like, that's probably the most smart thing.
We needed more defense. We didn't need his offense tonight. We needed more defense.
Like in this millennium, that's one of the smarter decisions the Knicks have made.
Factuals. All right, so with that being said, shout out to everybody in the chat once again, wherever you guys are watching from. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. YouTube chat is going in with their opinions. Robert Rodriguez, Paul Quick, Anthony Parasol, CP the artist in here, Ace Bears, what's going on? Shells Heavy, what's going on? JLs, who you got in your chats?
Oh, man. Yo, shout out to my chat, man, in here. Heavy. Hemma King was good. B from Jersey. They call me Tack.
What's going on?
People. Matt B, what up?
Man.
Chick George, Kendall Baquero. I saw my boy Craig in here. Craig Williams met me heavy. What up?
Richard Rowe. Yeah, man. Lee Phillips. Anyway, anybody new in the chat, hit us with a hashtag new so we can shout you guys out. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button for your boys on the stream. And subscribe to the channel, man. Knicks Fan TV. Nick of Time Show. You can check out Schwinny on Twitter. You can check him out on Posting and Toasting. You know what I'm saying? We got the full lineup in here. So let's go to the phones. Julian wants to get in. He wants to talk about Trey and Fizz. Julian, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling a little heartbroken. The cardiac Knicks.
Cardiac Knicks, man. You know how it goes, man.
Tonight. But before I get into like anything rational, can we just talk about Keith Smart and like what on earth was he doing giving Noah Vonleh the ball?
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for the spotlight, man. Keith Smart wasn't prepared.
Seriously, like your young rookie is going for a 30 bomb already, and he has the chance to close out the game and gain a meaningful experience, whether he makes the game-winning shot or not. So I don't understand why he's not the first person you give the ball to. You can set like multiple actions to get him the ball. So there's no reason why Alonzo Trier shouldn't on the last possession.
On that play though, I think they were actually trying to get Trier the ball.
Yeah, I think so too.
And they were just switching everything to make sure.
I get that.
But like I'll tell you what my bigger problem with that play. My bigger problem with that play is why is Mudiay inbounding the ball? The guy has 7 turnovers. So you have your most turnover-prone player. The guy who's been throwing whack passes and just dribbling off his foot and dribbling into
he really shouldn't have been in the game, period.
The ball into James Harden. Then the pass that Mudiay threw, like, okay, fine, you have to give it to Vonleh, whatever, that's fine. There's 10 seconds left, I think, in the game. Maybe a little bit under 10, maybe like 9, 8. I don't remember what it was. It was around 10 seconds, though. all right, you got to inbound the ball, right? You got to get it in before 5 seconds. I get that. You can throw it into the backcourt there. You can throw it into the backcourt.
Yeah.
So why do you not just throw it into the backcourt? Instead, he throws it to Vonleh, like inch perfect pass that lands him right
in between the two, and in between the double team.
Yeah, and you know, I think right after the play, I think Clyde and Breen were saying, you know, Vonleh messed up by putting the ball on the floor, and I agree. But it's like your point guard shouldn't be putting it. Your point guard don't
put him in a bad spot.
Yeah, this is not like Lance Thomas or Tim, like somebody that I expect to make whack decisions. But like your point guard, I mean, I do expect Mudiay to make whack decisions. But like that's why he's not the point guard. Like that's why he's not a point guard. Your point guard cannot, in that situation, he can't put Vonleh in that situation. He put Vonleh in that situation, and Vonleh messed up, sure. But like he should have never been put in that situation.
Yeah.
And I also agree that look, I think they were trying to get the ball to Trier, but I also think what I agree with the caller at is that it looked to me like if they couldn't get the ball to Trier, the play was to get it to Vonleh and then for Mudiay to get like a dribble handoff from him.
Yeah. Go ahead, Julie.
Yeah, I agree with that part of it. I do think it was pretty uncreative, but it was also like Keith Smart was an assistant coach who, you know, whatever. Like I'm not.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. Go ahead, Julie.
Tonight, you know, James Harden, probably the most unstoppable player in our era currently.
True indeed.
And he's just he's so frustrating. I've been telling y'all about the dime drop for a while now. He did a video about the game against the Warriors. Basically, James Harden, you can see every single time when he gets into that between the legs dribble that he does for 10 seconds of the shot clock, the whole defense literally freezes and stares at him. Every single time. They just freeze and they stare at him. Because there's no actions going on. D'Antoni's not that creative of a coach. So Harden's just getting to do whatever he wants with the ball, and he's a genius at whatever he does. Whatever he chooses to do, he just does it. The guy, you know, again, say what you want about 61 points, and, you know, that should be able to be stopped, but he's, unguardable. Especially in today's NBA when you can't touch the guy.
It was, like I said, man, it was the easiest 61 I ever seen, bro. I've seen Jordan many a times. I saw Kobe's. I saw LeBron. I saw even Steph's. You know, Steph's was easy, but this is just I couldn't believe he had 38 at the half. I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, no, but you make the rules like this, you're gonna breed, you know, the perfect, I don't know,
Can I ask you a question?
Area for a guy like Harden.
Go ahead, Shane.
How boring is it for you to watch James Harden play basketball?
Not boring at all.
To me, he's the most boring player in the NBA.
If you're really, I don't think so. I think
you think he's boring, Shruti?
Yeah, I think he's straight up boring. I think he's boring. I think they are boring. I think watching a team is he great? Is he great? Yeah, he's great. Don't take me saying he's boring, as me denying him being good at basketball. He's obviously great at basketball, no doubt about that. But to watch to watch a league be in this situation where we can legit just a team's entire offense can be give the guy the ball at the top of the key. I mean, how many times every time he's in the game, the possession is just him at the top of the key, and
everyone watching.
It's I can't watch that shit, man. I watched that Rockets Nets game last week, and I wanted to kill myself. It was just they shot 73s. The Nets shot I don't know how many. It was just at least the Nets play basketball. They pass it around, and whatever. Everyone's a little bit. I cannot watch this Rockets team. I can't. To me, that is just straight up trash basketball. Trash ball. I don't care.
No.
How many threes they shoot tonight? They shot total threes 44, 38.
Yeah, the Knicks actually did a pretty good job of playing up on them. I thought, just not making them drive and stuff. But
yeah, I mean, I felt like they could have made him drive a little bit more, but
I agree.
You know, inexperience, man, inexperience. All right, Julian, appreciate the call, bro.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, I gotcha.
All right, man.
All right.
All right, shout out Michelle Trier, ISO's auntie in the building. How you doing, Michelle? Shout out Sterling Gonzalez, Charles Reynolds, Never Lose 311. What's going on? All right, next caller is Ari from Manhattan. He wants to talk about ISO, and he's got a trade proposal for you, Timmy. Ari, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
So, I'm feeling good. God bless Eric Gordon. I mean, what else can you say? That was a clutch three. So,
PJ Tucker bet on the Knicks.
Closer to the ultimate goal.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bet my buddy $50 that James Harden would score more than 50 today, and I actually won. But that's how confident I knew he was going to torch the Knicks, especially after the comment he said. But regarding the game. Very, very happy with what I saw from ISO Zoe, honestly. You know, the thing that, you know, a lot of people, you know, I know Frank is the polarizing, you know, guard, right? But, like, the difference between my opinion of Frank and my opinion of ISO, like, 'cause ISO's been struggling a lot, like, you know, obviously. But if you look at the eye test, forget about these analysts, look at the eye test, you can see that ISO Zoe could ball. Like, that dude could play. Now, you know, obviously, ISO Zoe is an isolation scorer, right? And his biggest weakness is, you know, facilitating and making plays, right? And Frank, for example, his defense is what he was good. And I honestly thought that he did a pretty decent. Believe it or not, I actually thought he did a pretty decent job on Harden. I think Harden got a couple of soft calls on Frank, which I didn't necessarily agree with. But the way I look at it is, I think ISO Zoe has a better chance of developing into a playmaker than I see Frank developing into, like, an offensive threat. You know what I mean? And that's what I see.
But like, don't you think they just play well together?
Wait, go ahead, Schwinny. Go ahead, Schwinny. What's your question?
I actually agree with a lot of that, but, like, to me, I don't see that. Like, that's not a problem. That's why the last few games they've been playing together. It's been great. It's been good because Frank, like,
right,
Zoe has it rolling.
The New York Knicks are presented by,
you know, like, but like that wouldn't happen. That doesn't happen with Moutier. Like, you saw it at the end of the game. At the end of the game, it just turned, like, the only time the Knicks got anything going offensively is when it, you know, when they would get a turnover and they would get on the open floor, or like Moutier would just somehow maybe not turn it over and create. Like, it was just a one-on-one thing. Yeah. So, like, I think right now, like, it's good. I agree with you. I think like Trier, he dropped 31 tonight. Frank could, if you gave him the ball every possession and were like, just shoot, he would not get you 31. He would not get you 31. And I agree with that.
I don't know.
But I also think that if you put Trier on Harden for the entire game, I'm pretty sure. So what happened is when Frank first came in, they ran like 3 straight possessions where Harden, you know, because Harden gets the ball every time. They just ran 3 straight possessions. Harden got the ball and just went at Frank. And I think on one of them he drew like a BS foul. One of them he horrifically missed a step back 3. I think he missed 2 step back 3s really badly. And then after that, they just kept calling for screens to eventually get Frank to switch off of it. And like, that's the stuff that, like, I agree. Like, I mean, I don't think Frank had a good game offensively necessarily. I don't think it was him not making shots. Obviously, always makes it look worse than it always will be. But like, he had 6 assists, right? Like, that's not nothing. It doesn't mean I'm saying he had a good game offensively. But like, if you just combine that stuff with like him playing good defense and Harden, that does mean something. And like, basically, that's the stuff that like Marcus Smart will do, and people praise him for that endlessly. But like, why is that? Because he's on a good team. Like, Frank will be fine on a good team. Right. If he was doing the same stuff right now, but on a team that wasn't terrible, people would appreciate what he brings to the table more. So to me, the issue is like, yes, Frank needs to develop offensively for sure. But the other issue is just we suck, and like, we need to get better across the board so that players like Frank, or even like Dotson is another, like a better example maybe, because he actually does hit threes consistently, but like, you don't see how effective he can be because of how bad we are, you know?
That's what I think. That's what I think in terms of Frank. Go ahead, Jails.
No, it's interesting too, because I saw a stat that said that Frank has like the highest plus minus out of anyone on the Knicks in January or something like that, and he hasn't scored a bunch of points. But really, all he's doing is recognizing who has the hot hand and passing him the ball, and he just moves the ball. He takes his opportunities when he can, and he plays defense, and he ends up with the highest plus minus. And then, when he gets away from him offensively, he's gonna take him out. So I mean, pretty much there's a role for him, just like Sweeney said. There's a role for him here. It doesn't have to be Kyrie Irving. And even if when we eventually get like another point guard or something, he can be a nice piece for a winning team. Pretty much.
No, I agree. First of all, I agree with everything both you said, especially the new gentleman. I don't know your name, but I definitely agree with everything you said. Sweeney, yeah, I agree with everything you said. Now, the only thing is that we're trying to win. We need to put. So this is the thing. I've actually been thinking about this. Every single team in NBA history, of the NBA, has had a floor general who knew how to run the offense. Whether it's a point guard or LeBron James, Larry Bird, whoever it is, Jason Kidd on the Mavs, they always had a floor general who knew how to just calm things down, who was experienced, who knew how to run an offense and do that. And I don't think we have any guy on our team that could do that, because the ultimate goal is to win a championship, and that's the thing. I'm not interested in going to the first round and losing, right? So the biggest thing that I think people forget, is that you look at the teams that have won championships. All right, Kobe, Tim Duncan, LeBron, Michael Jordan. Yeah, they're all amazing players, but what people don't understand is how much basketball IQ is a reason why they're such amazing players. You could have Russell Westbrook or, I don't know, and some other, like Derrick Rose in his prime, people that are super talented, super skilled. That doesn't mean they're championship, type players. And I don't think Iso Zoe is that guy, and I don't think Frank is that guy. I don't think we have anybody on our team, and that's
but they could. I think they could be. I think they could be good role players. I don't see them all being superstars, but I think we're getting a nice foundation. That's a nice core, man. That's a nice core that we building with. With KP on the way back, Frank, Iso. Go ahead.
So we're basically not gonna trade Tim Hardaway Jr. or Courtney Lee because we don't want to give up role players.
No, we're not going to trade them because we're not going to put assets on those deals. You can't take that chance.
No, but here's the thing. Hold up.
Why not?
Okay, but we shouldn't do that unless we know.
Unless we know.
Okay, if we clear the space, we're going to get Kevin Durant. Then do it. Okay, fine. Then I'm okay. Fine.
I need promises, Ari. I need promises, man.
So to me, that's it. You can't say. I don't think the Knicks are that. I don't think the Knicks are that stupid where they would be if they knew right now we are 100% getting Kevin Durant. I don't think they're that dumb where they'd be nah, we're not going to trade this one guy to dump Hardaway's contract to get. Yeah, but they wouldn't do that. I don't think. At least I know the Knicks are dumb a lot of times in our lives. We all know that. I don't think they're that dumb.
Go ahead, Art.
Okay, so first of all, the cap space, it's not like you clear cap space and then if no free agents come, it's a loss. The problem is when you free cap space and then you decide to sign Tim Hardaway Jr. to $17 million a year because you didn't get anyone else. You know what I'm saying? It's about spending carefully, right? And I agreed with what Jay Ellis said two episodes ago, basically, when he said you need to try to clear two because it's not a guarantee that one person will come. You got to clear two. And listen, let's say we do clear one. Let's say we clear two. Either way, if we clear the cap space, and let's say we don't get anyone, okay, big deal. We don't get anyone. So we'll wait till next year. Or Anthony Davis is going to get traded the year after.
JL's jumping.
Whatever happens, as long as you don't spend it.
I hear that, Ari. Go ahead, JL's.
I know JL's got my back on this. I know JL's.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm sorry. I really don't. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, bro.
I know we had to clear two. All right, I did say that, but I'm not attaching assets. We're still. Listen, I remember the beginning of the season. Remember in the summer when everybody was talking about we are in the asset collection part of the rebuild, and we're not going to attach assets for like. Listen, at this point of the game, for us to be fiscally responsible long term, we need cheap talent. Cheap talent are young players, first, second round picks. You have to kind of hoard all those guys before you can start making a move like that.
Yeah.
And right now we're in a hoard mode, dog. And like I know for a fact, like you are right. I did say we have to clear 2 max contracts. I mean, to get clear contracts for 2 free agents for anybody to come here, because I don't feel like anybody's coming here dolo. Me personally, I don't feel like it's happening.
That makes sense.
But I'm still not attaching contracts, right? Because we're gonna find ourselves in the same position where we're gonna have all these big name free agents and then nothing to fill it with. You're gonna have old veterans. We'll have like a 2-year window to win something, and then we have to start over.
Yeah. And appreciate the call, Ari. I just want to move to the next calls because we got a lot of callers in the queue. But I'm going to put you on hold, Ari. If we get through the calls and you want to jump back in, feel free. Next call is Q from Brooklyn. He wants to talk about overall state of the Knicks. Q, how you feeling, bro? How'd you feel about this game tonight? What'd you think about the game?
What's up, fellas?
How you feeling, bro?
Yeah, man. Man, I'm torn, man. I'm feeling torn. I said that in the chat. You know what I mean? I didn't know whether I wanted to tank this, whether I wanted the Rockets to just get a solid win, whether I wanted the Knicks to win. I was pissed off at Mike Breen and Clyde, man. We need a state of the Knicks address, man. We need to find out who's Knicks fans, who's not. What's going on, man? Because I'm sick of Mike Breen and I'm sick of Clyde going for these superstars and loving these superstars.
Gushing over these guys, man.
Gushing, man. Before the game even started, man.
Oh, man, it was nauseating.
I thought I was watching a Rockets game.
Yeah.
I thought I was watching a Rockets game, man. And you know, CP, me being in Texas, man, you know it's tough for me down here because it's just, man, it's painful, man. So I'm sick of this, man. But, you know, let me get my mind right, man, because I don't want to be ranting the whole time. I know what we're doing. We're not getting superstars. We're not. We need to get away from that. Also, at the same time, the Knicks are going to build via the draft. They're going to build via not free agents, but get, you know, a couple of lower-level free agents and try to kind of build the players they already have. I could tell. I've seen this before, you know, so it's one of those deals where it's going to be so frustrating because we're going to go through this again next year. Even with KP, we're going to have a mediocre season because if you look at it, Mills and Perry, I would be jumping on the phone right now. If we were doing something for the future, I'd be jumping on the phone right now calling Indiana. Like, yo, take this guy, Tim, right now. You know, Oladipo went down.
Yeah, Oladipo unfortunately went down, man. Oladipo unfortunately went down. Yeah, that's their season.
No, they still want to clear Tim. That's still happening. They just don't want to attach nobody with him.
That's right. But that's the deal. The question is, are we going to try to get free agents? Are we going to do something like that? If they don't trade Tim where Indiana open up like that, then I think we're just going to be building through the draft. And we're just going to rely on developing Trier, developing Knox. I'm sick of seeing Knox not touch the ball in the last quarters. I'm sick of that, man. I love Trier. You know, much respect to Trier. I love this game. You know, how he does his thing. But I've been through Melo. I've been through all these ISO players, James Harden. Srini was right. Srini was right. I coach basketball, man. And I don't want to see one guy dribbling the ball all damn day. That's horrible basketball. Houston is boring to watch. I big up him on that.
This guy knows what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy Q, man. That's my guy Q. Yeah. Now, you know what? It's just not sustainable. We saw it last year, man. It's just not sustainable. And he's going to burn out. He's going to burn out. It's going to be interesting to see what happens when CP3 comes back. But that team is just not built to do anything. Man. They're just not built to do anything.
Fellas, I need y'all to set the Knicks Nation straight, man. Something, man, because it's painful to look at the chat. It's painful to look at Clyde and all of them. What are we, Knicks fans? Dudes is going right through Vonleh. I'm like, yo, isn't Vonleh strong? He's like a club out there, man. You know, it's painful, man. You know, CP, I get emotional about it.
Q, I know your pain, man.
At the same time, man, the pain, it just keeps coming, man. But at the same time, I'm glad we're...
It's a pain that comes because what you're saying, right, what you just said, like, oh, there's somebody that goes through Vonleh, right? Like, what? It's easy to go through a guy if you get a head of steam, right? Like, there's no defense at the point of attack unless Frank is in or unless Dotson is in. Tim ain't stopping anybody at the point of attack. Mudiay isn't stopping anybody at the point of attack. Yep. Trier is actually, he's not a terrible defender. He's not stopping anybody at the point of attack, right? He's like a good, if he's your worst perimeter, if he's your worst perimeter defender, then you're fine, right? Then you're fine. But when he's in a lineup with Tim and Mudiay, he's your best perimeter defender. That's not fine. That's a problem. That's a problem. And horrible, I'm telling you this. I have been tweeting about this. I've been talking about this nonstop. Since Jeff Van Gundy, all we have fucking had are coaches that have...
Hey, family show, Sweeney, family show.
My bad.
It's all good, man. You haven't been here in a while, man. You haven't been here in a while. I'll let that one slide.
All we've had are coaches that talk about defense. They talk about the 90s Knicks. They talk about John Starks. Yes. You can talk about that all you want. But show me.
Yes.
Show me you care.
Yes.
And Biz came in and was talking all that good stuff too. And he was starting Frank, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta have Frank out there because Frank can defend all these positions. That means so much to me. It's so versatile." Yeah. And what did he do today? He didn't find a way to keep Frank on the floor. He was like, "Oh," they asked him about it. I tweeted at all the beat guys. I tweeted all the beat guys in the game when they took out Frank, and I was like, "Please ask Fizdale after the game why he took out Frank."
Mm-hmm.
And so one of them asked him, and Chris Eisman just tweeted back at me, and he said Fizdale was asked about it, said he thought they needed more scoring, so he went with Mudiay. But he didn't just go with Mudiay. He brought Mudiay and Tim in and took out Knox and Frank.
And
right?
Frank, yep.
And it's like to me, you don't need both of those guys in. If you need one, I get it. I do get that. That's fine. But Frank cannot come out there because he is your best perimeter defender against a team whose entire attack is perimeter oriented. Their entire game is who was their inside? Fareed.
Facts.
Fareed, Nene, who's 98 years old. What are we talking? There's no inside game there to worry about, so it's just perimeter guys. You can't take Frank out there. And for him to say that he thought they needed more scoring, so he went with a guy who couldn't dribble the entire night and was dribbling into triple teams.
Fizz comes off. People knock me for knocking Fizz, but I just feel like sometimes he just speaks like a politician sometimes, man.
He is.
That's the thing I'm leery of.
And you can try and tell me that it's about tanking and all that stuff, but if he was tanking, he would not have put Mitch back in the game tonight. And he put Mitch back in the game tonight. So he wasn't tanking. So don't tell me he's tanking. Not tonight. Maybe every night.
He was trying to get it tonight.
There's no way he was tanking. Because he was in the game tonight. The entire game he was
I wonder what they said. I wonder what he said to that female ref to get him tossed. I wonder what happened there.
He seemed pretty shocked to get tossed. So
yeah.
That might have just been a bad. That might have been a ref in their feelings.
Facts. And appreciate the call, Q. Shout out everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. This is Wednesday night Knicks. If you're just now joining us, Knicks lose a crazy game at the Garden, 114-110, where we saw James Harden, the league MVP, who will be the MVP, drop 61 points and 15 rebounds. Unbelievable game. But, great game from ISO Zoe. Great game from the Knicks. Gennady Killiminute, thanks for the subscribe. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Jay Ellis, some news from the Canner standpoint.
Oh, yeah?
Looks like this guy's a goner, man. He was asked in the locker room what happened tonight. He basically said, hey, if they're going to play me. What they're doing to me is messed up. And he said, if you're not going to play me, get me out of here. Your thoughts? Your thoughts?
Who didn't see this coming? Raise their hand.
Yeah. It's over, man. It's over.
The writing is on the wall. We all knew it. The last time he hardly played, he came in after Luke Cornett twisted his ankle, and he was already kind of saying that he's going to talk to his agent about getting out of there.
It's over.
I just wish that it wasn't so public to drive his price down. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you know how that goes. But once you start making public comments, people start trying to lowball you for offers.
Yeah.
And
Until he gets bought out.
yeah,
And that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be a buyout.
Yeah, and I hope it. I hope he can still get something, a second round or something for him, so he can flip it to something else. But I'm not surprised, man. It's time for him.
Shawnee, what's your take on the whole thing, the whole saga?
Enes Kanter, good guy, terrible basketball player, needs to go. Shouldn't have played tonight. Doesn't deserve to play. Has no reason to gripe because he's.
You got $18 million for this.
Yeah, he's garbage. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that you're not meaningfully better than Noah Vonleh, Luke Cornett, or Mitchell Robinson.
You got $18 million for this, man.
I am actually sorry that you're in the 8th year of your career and you're not better than a rookie, a reclamation project, and a long shot undrafted free agent.
Outplaying him.
I'm sorry.
Outplaying him.
Yeah, the problem really is right now, today's NBA, especially with a team like the Rockets, you have to kind of be mobile enough to kind of switch on damn near everything. So, you know what?
Yo, but it's not just the defense. Like, he takes away from the offense too because he just rolls into the post. There's nowhere to drive. Like he does his own thing. Like that's
can't pass out the double team. Can't defend.
Yeah.
I like the guy. He's obviously
not a personal thing at all. Not a personal thing.
Like on a human level, obviously, I think
Facts.
feel for him. But this isn't about that. Like this is about just the Knicks and basketball, and like that's it.
Facts. Yeah, I think it's just gonna end in a buyout, man. I think the contract is too much to facilitate without. They try to get the third team involved. You guys saw that earlier this week in the Jabari Parker trade. They try to get who they try to get involved. Minnesota. I forgot. There was a third team they tried to get involved. Dallas. They tried to get Dallas involved in it, and they said that flopped.
Kanter, right?
Yeah, and that flopped. So I think it's just going to end in a buyout, unfortunately, and with no assets to show for it. But it is what it is.
I was saying they should have waived him last summer. I was saying that last summer they should just waive him. Like, who wants to trade for him?
Yeah.
Who wants his skill set at his salary? Nobody.
It's true, man.
This is what it is.
Next call on deck, Kevin from North Carolina. We got a lot of people on the deck. We got Kevin, we got Paul, we got Just from Brooklyn, Max from the Bronx. We're going to get to everybody. Rock from Atlanta. All right, Kevin, you up first. Kevin wants to talk about the draft. Kevin, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, man? I'm feeling good, man. How y'all doing today?
Good, man. What's your takes on the draft?
Good. My take on the draft is that, I've been looking at, Bleacher Report and different, sports sites and things like that. Everyone's talking about, like, we're making money. We're trying to clear cap space for, the summer. But I'm be honest, y'all. I really think KD, Kyrie, Jimmy Butler, et cetera, any big name free agent, I think it's a long shot, man. And
I think so. I'm not counting on free agency, to be honest with you. I'm not counting on it.
Right. And I'm not counting on it. And that's what I'm like, when people are like, maybe we should attach an asset to clear cap space. I'm like, heck no. I'm looking at, like, the Warriors and, the Nuggets. And I think those teams that built through before KD got there, they built through the draft, like, with a 7th pick, like a 14th pick. Yeah. They don't all have to be top 5 picks. You just have to draft the right people. And I think really just.
But I also think luck has a lot to do with it, man. I think luck has a ton to do with it. Look at these teams that's always in the lottery. Look at the Minnesotas, Philly, the Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks.
If you're always in the lottery, then you're doing something wrong.
Right.
Yep.
If you're it's not. That's true. There is some luck, but like if you're always in the lottery,
something is not. You just don't have the right mix.
Yeah.
Something's up.
Right. And that's what I feel about it. Because I'm looking at the draft, man. I'm trying to become the president of the John Morant.
Who's your guy? You're John Morant. Okay.
That's my guy right there, man. This dude had 40 and 11 on Sunday, man.
Yeah, you sure did.
I'm not worried about the competition. I think about Damian Lillard. playing against this conference, man. If you could play, you could play.
That's what I think. If you could bowl, you could bowl. I don't worry. And Murray State is not. I mean, they're not Division III.
So I'm happy you brought up.
Yeah, not Division III.
I'm happy you brought up free agency though, because like I think Knicks fans are thinking about this all the wrong way. Like, to me, I think you can make this team better without signing a max guy, and that's fine. Like, you don't need to sign a max guy. And, like, there are enough free agents, right? Like, what do we need? Like, realistically, we're talking about a few pieces here to change the trajectory of the team, right? So, like, you need 100%, I think, no matter what, like, yeah, maybe Frank gets there in a year or two. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe Trier gets in a year or two. Maybe he doesn't. But next year, I think the goal of the team changes from, like, we're building to the future to, okay, KP's back. We're paying him probably a max contract. Like, we're trying to get to the playoffs, right? So what do we're going to need a primary ball handler, okay? And then you're probably going to need a little bit more depth either on the wing or the front court, right? Like, you need guys that can shoot. Really, in addition to that.
Yeah.
So, like, I think you can find that stuff in free agency. Even, like, if you strike out on KD and Kawhi and all these stars, like, that doesn't mean that you can't improve your team. At least I hope the Knicks don't look at it that way, because to me, the way the NBA works is it's just an asset game, right? So, like, if you can sign a guy who on a contract you think he'll outproduce that contract, then you should sign him to that contract. Obviously that doesn't mean that, like, sometimes you might think a guy is going to outproduce his contract and he doesn't, and it sucks. My point is more that, like, you can't get stuck in this position of, well, we're not going to do anything unless we sign a superstar.
JLs, you had a point on it, go ahead.
Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm just saying, I agree with you, and I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what they're doing. They talked about how they're going to stick to their guns early in the summer, and that's what they're doing. Listen, I don't think there's no big free agent coming. I really don't think there is.
I don't think so.
And I kind of felt like in the summer everybody was okay with that, and now that we're losing, and it's February or January,
we're looking next year
we're still losing, everybody's freaking out. Like, no, Durant or die, attach everything, attach my firstborn, attach my mother.
Right.
Like,
do what you got to do.
It's like, yo, chill, bro, like, chill. We had this conversation already about the law.
we talked about this already, yeah.
Remember, we talked about the law gathering your assets. It's only been a few months. Chill, dog. Like, let's get it right. We'll end up signing some. Probably all these guys are probably gonna walk. I'm gonna end up signing somebody like Rubio or something, or somebody can run offense, and you're gonna keep it moving for another year or two. And if we end up clearing Tim Hardaway Jr. or Courtney Lee, we'll be able to re-sign some of these guys here for a short-term project and do it all over again.
Yeah. I mean, I think my thing is, and Kevin, I'm going to let you get to your point, but I think my take is, listen, we've been banking on free agency for so long. These are pipe dreams. To me, I think KD ultimately takes that bag that he's been wanting. He mentioned that he never got that huge salary before. I think Golden State is going to show Draymond the door. They're going to move into that new stadium with KD and Steph and Klay as their big three, face of the franchise for the future. And where does that leave us? That leaves us still with a good core that we building with, man. KP, Frank, Dotson, Kevin Knox, Mitch, ISO. That's a nice little core that we building. So we just got to keep building on top of that, man. And whatever we get in this lottery, hopefully we need a point guard, man. Get me a point guard that can put this whole thing together. That's what I'm saying.
That's what we really need. And we have a development coaching staff for a reason.
Facts. Go ahead, Kev. One last point, Kev, because we got a lot of people in the queue.
Yeah. So this is I'm putting this scenario together because, like, you know, the draft lottery's changed this year. You know, and by some small chance we fall out of the top three, and it's like we have the fifth pick. Would you be willing to attach our number 5 pick with Frank to move up to, like, top 2? Because I do that in a heartbeat. I'm not sold on Frank, man. I'm sorry. But what y'all think about that?
Well, like, who are you going to draft it to?
I'd assume Zion would be off the board at 1, so I think John Moran would be there, and I'd package Frank with him in a heartbeat. But what y'all think about that?
I mean, I wouldn't do it because I don't believe in Morant to that level. But if you believe in Morant like that, then, like, yeah, that's a fine trade. I don't know, like, I can't. That's all I can say. Right? I don't believe in Morant that much. I don't think. Like, if that was Luka Doncic, then I'd be like, yeah, let's just do that.
Shit, we should have done that last year.
Yeah, like, that would have been.
We should have done that last year.
But I don't believe in Morant to the level, which isn't to say, like, I think he's a bad prospect or anything. I think he's a good prospect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't. Yeah, that's it. So but if you believe him like that, like, yeah, that's a fine trade. They should definitely do that. If they have a conviction, I've always said this. If you have a conviction about a player, like especially in the draft, like for example, I'll give you an example. This isn't to make myself sound like a genius because I've had terrible takes on players too. But like when Jamal Murray was coming out in his draft, we didn't have a pick that year, and I said I was like, yo, I would trade a future pick unprotected to any team that is willing to draft him for us and trade him to us. I don't know if that trade was even out there, but I'm just giving you an example. Like, if you believe in a player's upside that much, you should be able to, like, Dallas did it last year, right?
Yeah.
They believed in Luka so much, they were like, yeah, screw it. We're going to give up a future. We'll give up a future first because we think he's worth it. If you believe in a player like that, you should do it.
But I mean,
the Knicks believe in Ja Morant like that, yeah.
Okay, but I mean, you got Jails.
No, I just want to ask him. What do you feel like is keeping you from believing in?
Me
and Morant, yeah.
I mean, I just like, all right. First of all, I haven't like studied him deeply, so like this is just my surface level observation. I don't think his defense is good at all. I don't think that he's also playing against I think there's 333 teams in D1. I think they have the 329th worst. Like their difficulty of schedule is 329.
Oh shit!
They're basically playing a bunch of nobodies. He's putting up numbers, but I would expect him to put up numbers in that situation. I don't think his jump shot form is very good. I'm not sold on his percentages translating in that context anyway, in terms of pull-up jump shooting, which is a pretty critical skill, obviously, for a primary ball handler. There's just a lot of things there that I'm not totally sold on. Like I said, I think he's like, if he got taken number 2, that's fine. I think he's arguably worth that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'd be willing to give up a 5th pick and Frank.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not that he's not worth the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
More that is he worth 5 and Frank or 5 and something? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That to me is a little bit different.
No, I want a point guard, but I don't think I would do that. I don't think I would do that, JL. So to give up 2 assets to get him. Because
I want Drew Holiday. I think AD is going to ask out, and I think we should, if we're not in on the AD stuff, which I don't.
You like Drew Holiday? Interesting.
That's a good point.
I think we should go up with Drew Holiday.
That'd be nice. Drew Holiday, he'd be a New York baller.
Is he a free? He's a free agent as well next season?
No. We got to trade for him.
You have to trade.
But
for him.
I would trade. Like, I would trade a future. Like, all right, think about it. What did Kawhi go for? Right, he went for DeRozan and a
Danny Green.
Yeah, and they gave Danny Green in that trade. So Toronto got a lot in that deal. And they gave up DeRozan.
They gave up our pick.
Jakob Poeltl, our pick. And like a top 20 protected first.
Yeah.
Right? So I think if they trade Anthony Davis, at that point they're basically in like full on.
They have to
rebuild mode, right? They're in full on rebuild mode, and like they don't get fans with Davis. They're not going to get anybody without him. They don't make money. Like, they're going to be all about slashing costs. So you have to find, like, would they do like Courtney Lee, Dotson, and a lottery protected first for Drew Holiday? I don't think that's that out of the question. I don't think that's like that. I don't even think that's like a terrible trade offer.
Interesting.
I think it's a pretty solid trade offer.
Okay. What do you guys think in the chat about Drew Holiday, man? What do you guys think of the prospects of Drew Holiday, man? Leave it in the chat and let us know. Next call. Appreciate the call, Kevin. Next call. Paul from L.A. wants to talk about the game and the rookies. Paul, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, fellas. What's going on, man?
Good, man. Is this Paul Quick in the chat? Loud and clear.
Yes, brother. Paul Quick again.
Shout out, Paul. What's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just, having my usual Frank fight in the chat.
Oh, yeah. It's all good, man. It's all good. What'd you think about the game?
The game was not a disappointment to me, really, other than the failure to execute on that last inbounds play.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people have said, I really don't know why they were throwing it to my man Vonleh. You know, to have him handle the ball that high, that far away from the basket. He's not a great. I mean, he's an okay ball handler, but you know, under pressure, that's probably not the guy you want to be throwing the ball into.
Yeah, they blundered it.
So, so I'm not really sure what that was all about.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I mean, look, we're not really winning a whole lot of games this year. If the team is competitive, plays hard, and for the most part makes sensible plays, and and the young players look good, I'm all right with the losses because we're not going anywhere this year anyway.
Yeah, listen, man. I
mean?
was thrilled with that game. I was thrilled. I always hope for them to win, obviously, but I'm never mad when they lose. So to see them lose, listen, they fought the whole game.
Yeah, you can't dog that.
They weathered the storm.
Have to be excited because they had a chance to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They rose
So
to the
you
challenge,
excited?
man. They rose to the challenge and they never wavered. I can't knock them. I can't knock them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Go ahead, JLs.
And like some of the other people have said, it was a bit of a Hardaway love fest. That was kind of funny.
Oh yeah, Hardaway was playing well in the first half.
Yeah, he did all right. After him and ISO got into it, it kind of galvanized both of them. They kind of did the anything you can do, I can do better type of thing. The two Spider-Mans.
I actually commented earlier that I thought it was kind of funny. Maybe Timmy needs to yell at Trier more often.
Yeah, he should.
I was the same.
I'm the ball hog on this team, not you.
You know, we need. This is something.
Now, I do have one.
We need a dog.
I do have one.
Somebody. We need somebody in this team that's willing to get in people's faces. Like
Absolutely.
I don't know if Timmy is the. I don't mind when Timmy does that. People get really upset about that stuff, and like I do understand when people get mad about Timmy getting mad about somebody else's defense. That's funny.
That's the funniest part.
I get that, but we do definitely need somebody in this team that's consistently willing to like get in people's faces, because that's fine. Like, it is fine to get upset during a game as long as you don't hold that, like you don't take that with you beyond the game. It's fine. Like, you know, like I said even before, they got into an argument, they went into the timeout. When they came out of the timeout, Timmy slapped him in the butt and it was over, and Trier balled out for the rest of the game. Like, there was no beef after that. Right? That's fine. But you need
I think in the
more guys like that.
Yeah, I think in the aftermath, Timmy handled it well because he squashed it when he got back on the court.
Yeah.
You know, he gave him a little pat on the ass, and, you know, he's done. But it's the same argument that people have made before, like when they say, well, Harden used to get on people for not playing defense, and it was such a joke around the league because he didn't even try to play defense, and yet he had the nerve to yell at other people for not playing D. It would be better if it came from somebody who made a credible effort themselves. I mean, Hardaway is a horrible defensive player, and everybody on the team has to know this. I mean, they play with the guy, they practice with the guy, they know how bad he is on defense, so they have to be a little incredulous when it's coming from him. You know what I mean? So we had, like, if Frank had nuts and was, like, playing defense the way he does, that was a different kind of cat. If you got on somebody about not playing D, you were totally respected because, you know, this dude is getting after people on defense.
Or like Dotson. Or
but
like
Frank is like, so somebody put in the chat, Frank is a lion. No, Frank is a kitten. That's why he'll never be that dude.
I mean, listen, time will tell.
I ain't mad at him.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell.
But he's not that dude.
Time will tell, man. And appreciate the call, Paul. Appreciate the call, man. So my bad. This man called us in the queue. I just want to make sure everybody gets that point and kind of got to cut it down a little bit. Just from Brooklyn, you're next. Wants to talk about Moody and the point guards. Just what's going on?
Yo, CP, fellas, what's going on, man? Long time no speak.
What up, Just? How you feeling, bro?
Can't complain, man. Listen, tonight was a good game. I can't lie. I was watched the whole game from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, for all that Moutier's done this year, Moutier stinks, bro. like, yo.
Just with the call of the night.
He said it.
Just with the call of the night.
None of us did. He said it.
Oh my God, he's a sore eye for sore eyes, man.
Oh man.
It's JL and CP. I know y'all watching the game like me, but every game for like the past 20+ games, like Moutier, he has the pace thing down pat, but when he's going to the paint, he has these baby
it's a car
hands
wreck.
and he keeps getting stripped.
Yeah, it's a car wreck.
Like,
Because he swings the ball low.
It's crazy.
He swings the ball low, so he brings it like right where the defender can strip it. And it's like, and he's not strong. And he's not strong enough to like because Harden does that too. But Harden is so strong.
He's strong.
That he's so strong, he holds onto the ball and he just
draws the foul. Also,
he brings his arm up into you.
No.
And he draws the foul.
Yeah, go ahead,
Let me say this about Moutier. Moutier is strong. Moutier 6'5". He's probably like around the 200 mark. But his IQ in those situations, you can't try to drive on 3 defenders if you want to get the call. You're getting stripped clean.
Yeah,
and then they always
tough.
score on the other end, man. Like,
yeah, that was tough, man. JLs, what you got to say about this, man?
I got nothing to say about that, man. It's been a slow decline for a while, yo. It's been a slow decline. He had a spurt, he had a spark in November, and now it's been a slow decline since then. And shout out to my guy CK, man. Shoot some guys some bail, man. Help this guy help some stats to help me make this look good. I don't know what's happening with Moutier, man. It's going downhill.
Listen, man.
I'm waiting for Frank to get
be 100.
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna be 100% honest. Yeah, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I feel next year, fellas, that we have a good backup unit as far as the guards is concerned. I like Trier and I like Frank. It's a good balanced defense, offense, but we got to do something. We got to get some new starters, man.
Oh, that's a problem.
And too.
I mean, I don't think the starting point guard's on this team.
Starters, man.
The starting point guard's not on this team. I still think Moutier will be gone. I think Frank will fill a good role in the supporting cast. I think Isofa will fill that instant offense role off the bench for Burke. I think Burke will be gone, and I think we either get the point guard through free agency or through the draft, or just keep building. Yeah, just keep building. I would like to go ahead, Josh.
I was gonna say Jrue Holiday is I think 26 million. It's a nice
26.
He's like 75 million for the next 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, man. If we could get a combination, if we can get a combination like a Ja Morant who's a rookie with upside, and we could bring in a Jrue Holiday, that could be a new starting backcourt right there.
Yeah, either way, I'd like to get a nice solid vet in here next year. Not a Jared Jack type, a nice facilitating mentor for these young guys, man. I would love to see that.
What do you guys think about Conley? What do you guys think about?
I don't want that. I don't want that.
He's too old. He's too.
I don't want Conley. I don't want.
You think the price point for Jrue is too high right now?
What's up?
Am I the only one who feels like the price point for Jrue is too high right now?
I think that is high.
For Jrue, I think that's perfect. Yo, that guy outplayed Dame in a playoff series.
He did.
He's son Dame.
Yeah, you got to think about how productive he still is.
He did.
Yeah, I know for sure, but I'm also we got to put out the rest of the team.
Conley, I don't like Conley.
No, but if we're not giving up, like, think of it this way: if you're not giving up any of your young guys, other than like I said, if my hypothetical trade worked, right, like Lee, Dotson, and protected first, so you're not giving up anything on the current roster other than Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving up your first this year, like. So you're not like more.
For a trade like that, I would definitely consider it.
I like. There's obviously a point where I'm not saying like we have to get Jrue Holiday or like I'm gonna riot, but
you're just throwing it out there. I get it.
Yeah. It's just that's a trade I would do. I guess that's a better way.
I feel like if we do get Jrue Holiday, it wouldn't be next season because I don't feel like we're even thinking about trading any first right now.
Yeah.
I feel like we do get Jrue Holiday, it's going to be later on. It's going to be 2 seasons from now.
Sure. I just don't know how long they can wait to, like, if you give Porzingis the max, I don't know how long you can wait. Like, you can't keep – you got to get a guard in here.
Got to get one. We need one.
Yeah, you
give me Dame Dallas, man. What's it going to take to get Dame over here, man? I've been a Dame fan for a long time.
I love Dame. But,
like,
if you pay a big, like, Porzingis the max – at some point, you got to get him.
Get him help, man.
You got to get him his Robin. You got to get him his partner in crime. Like maybe Frank will eventually become that guy, but I like Frank. I don't want to trade Frank.
It's next man up. I can't sit here and wait for Frank.
He's not going to be that guy next year.
He's not going to be the guy. And like, listen, I I still think Frank is going to help this team, but we can't sit here and wait. It's a next
I'm
man.
not saying that either.
It's a next man up league, man. If we end up getting this point guard in the draft, pick him up. Do not wait. Do not wait, man.
I agree with you. I don't think it's happening either.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's going to be a cheaper point guard coming in next season.
Factuals. All right, next man up. Speaking of Frank, this is a perfect segue to the president of the Frank Ntilikina fan club. He goes by the name of Max from the Bronx. And I think he's got some Emmanuel Mudiay hate in his blood. Mm-hmm. Max, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
What's going on? JL, CP, Yo. Sweeney, what's good?
Chill, man. How you feeling,
Listen,
bro?
man. Let me get to the nitty gritty, right?
Yeah.
You know, Fizdale pulled the same shit he pulled in London again, right? You know that, right? He did the same thing. You know that, right?
He said he pulled the same stunt tonight that he pulled in London. Go ahead, Max. Explain.
I was complaining. I was complaining about that. We're on the same page.
Go ahead, Max. Go ahead.
Listen, it was so simple. I'm like, look at this idiot Hardaway. That's why I'm watching the TV. Cause today I had a good day because I took off from work, right? I was like, I'm tired, man. I need a personal day to myself to watch these Knicks in person.
You had a spa day?
Right?
Oh, you went to the game?
Yeah. I had a Knick. I hope they don't get smoked by 20 like they usually do against the Rockets thing.
Yeah.
So I see this, and Eric Gordon, and I'm like, look at Hardaway. He's gonna mess this up, right?
That's
like
Switch, right?
Does, right?
Yeah.
And wide open. He leaves a three. I'm like, this guy will never learn. So here's my thing, right? Let me get to these points, right?
Yeah.
Fizdale needs to start me on the clock because he just makes dumb decisions. At this point, it's dumb. I don't care what politician, used car salesman excuse he has. It's dumb. It's dumb not to have Frank out there to guard a last defensive position. It's stupid. And it's even dumber to have Hardaway guard anything on last position.
No, but he's challenging Hardaway.
People talk about,
that's his excuse. He's challenging.
Yeah, he's challenging. He's challenging to give up crucial baskets to lose the Knicks game. Right? That's what he's doing. So now no one knows. There we go. Yo, Sweeney, you haven't been on here a while, right?
It's been a minute.
Hey, Allison, CP, we came up with something called the Greg Popovich rule, right? So the Greg Popovich rule is: would Greg Popovich ever do what Phil
What would Greg Popovich do?
What would Greg Popovich do, right?
He would make, first of all, he would turn Frank into like a 25-point
assassin
by now.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Yo, so, and you know why I know you're right? Because he has a Frank in
Eric
I got injured. This is Murray, I think it is. Right?
Yeah.
So, all right, let's go to Mudiay, right? So, listen, CP, I think, I heard a guy text just now, right?
Mm.
They said Mudiay turned the ball over in the locker room. He just turned it over again in the locker room. He just turned it over again. He just did it. They said he went into triple coverage in the locker room. He saw Hardaway and Trier there.
Fell down and turned the ball over.
He went in between them.
Yeah, and then he turned
the ball over in between them.
Started yelling at the locker.
He did it again. Yo, Frank was the second best player on the Knicks tonight. He didn't score no points, but the team got increasingly better when he was on the floor. That is a fact. Listen, I don't even think Harden really scored to him like that. To be honest, I watched every possession because, I'm a Frank stan. I'm El Presidente, bonjour. Of the Frank.
He just said French and Spanish in one take. Go ahead, Bags. You're the man, bro. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. He did not score him like that. He had, it's difficult to score on Frank. It's a fact. Yeah. And James Harden, as great as he is, and as much foul shots he did, but he scored all them points with Hardaway. Why would you have Hardaway and Mudiay on James Harden? How dumb can you be?
Yeah, he torched Timmy and Mudiay.
Well, see what they were doing. But they were forced. Like I don't blame that so much on the scheme because when Frank was in, he was on Harden. and they were just running so many screens to get him off. Like that was, I get that. But I agree with you. Like when Frank wasn't in the game, like why wasn't Frank in the game? Like he should have just been in the game every time Harden was in the game. That should have just been like his assignment.
I thought that's what I wanted to see, man. Like give him the challenge.
And,
let Frank shadow this dude.
I just want to throw this out there because it's a third straight game.
Yeah.
I've been randomly tracking this for 3 straight games. But this is the third straight game where our bench has had more assists than our starters. So our bench today with Frank and Trier had 9 assists. Our starters had 6 assists. We had 15 assists total as a team, which is, like, I don't even want to get into how pathetic that is.
Yeah, man.
Not only that, too, I have to admit this, right? And I'm going to be in the minority in this one. Trier had a good game scoring-wise, but he did a lot of dumb shit today, too. He had the Moutier disease. It's going around in the Knick locker room. It's dribble in between defenders on their feet. There's a disease going on. They got to get it fixed because they have a disease going on where, I don't know, they have tunnel vision, and they just, you can predict Trier's turnovers before they happen. That's how confident I am. What this guy needs to pass the ball. But it was funny because Hardaway's like, wait. Hardaway's like, whoa. He's yelling at him for not passing the ball. Hardaway's the king of shooting, going on a 3-1 fast break, shooting a contested 3 like an idiot. He does this all the time. So he has some damn nerve to complain about Trier shooting the ball. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
that was pretty funny, man.
Fisto needs to get on his job, man, because I don't know if he's going to last those 4 years, man, because that politician talk is not going to work with New Yorkers for that long. You're going to start to see 2-3 zones, all these dumb stuff he do. He cannot be doing this, man.
Yeah,
can't do it.
Go ahead, Jails. Appreciate the call, Max. Go ahead, Jails.
Now, I'm going to say this because, actually, like, I'm not even mad at Enos right now because I just kind of took a peek at what Enos was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of blame this on Fizz, dog. Like, because
in what way?
Fizz was not straight up with Enos from the jump. He was playing politician with Enos, and that's the problem we have from the 2 weeks ago when Luke Cornett was coming back and Mitch was coming back. They put out something that said, you know what, we're gonna experiment with a 2 center lineup, and I was sitting here like, what? Like what? So that doesn't seem really like, who are you gonna sit? You're gonna sit Von Lay to have a 2 center lineup? Like who are you sitting?
Didn't really make sense.
It didn't really make sense. It didn't seem realistic. I thought he's trying to keep everybody happy. And then I'm reading the quote from this morning. Enos said that this morning Fizz told him that he was going to start.
Oh, today?
Yeah, I just read that on Twitter.
Wow.
But like, you're allowed to change your mind.
Yeah.
That's true.
You are.
I mean, he's getting paid $18 million a year. It's not like he's some vet min guy like that's fighting for his career. This guy is on $18 million a year. He's already made $54 million the last 3 years. Like, he's probably made in his career close to $100 million already. So he's not exactly like I'm all about his battle against Erdogan. That's fine. I'm good with that. Like, awesome dude. I don't feel bad for him when it comes to basketball because he's been sitting there all year throwing out passive aggressive BS on Twitter. He's not been a team player. As soon as he gets the ball, he's just in the post. He's just like he'll set a screen, right? He likes to set a screen, but not actually set the screen and immediately just run into the post. I legit saw a possession. I saw a possession this year, which I'll never forget. I think I'll try and find it if I still have it clipped, and I'll tweet it out after this. He had a possession this year where Moutier was posting up. Cantor threw the ball into him from the perimeter, right? Because he was posting up. Throws the ball into Moutier, and then runs in right next to him to ask for the ball back for a post-up. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care. I'm so done with this guy about how he's being... Like, if he's as good as he thinks he is, right? If he thinks he's as good as he thinks he is, how come 29 other NBA teams have zero interest in training for him?
It's a fact.
Yeah.
Like, you suck, dude. I'm sorry. You're not better than Mitch. Like, you're not better... Like, if Mitch could just stop fouling, you would never play, first of all. You just would never play.
That's true.
You're not better than even like Von Lay's little 6'9" shrimp butt getting kicked around at the 5. You're probably not even better than Cornette at the 5.
Yeah.
So, like, what are you? You're a nothing player.
He's just not impacting. He's just not impacting the game the way this game is played these days, man. He just doesn't have that positive impact on the game. But it is what it is, man. I'd like to see this thing get cleaned up. I thought after the Noah thing we were done dealing with all this drama. But he's the last one, man. He's the last one. All right, one more call before we get to the player ratings. Rock from ATL, he wants to talk about the effort of the team in the last couple of days. Rock, how you feeling, bro?
Fellas, I'm good. How's everybody?
Pretty good, man. What's your takes on tonight's game?
I thought the effort was good. I thought they played hard, especially in the first half. And then I saw that third quarter slip coming, especially because it was still so close.
Yeah.
At the end of the half, but they fought back, and it was an encouraging game to watch. And I know a lot of people are giving that Moutier hate, which is normal. But if you look at the last few plays, if it wasn't for Moutier driving and getting fouled and going to the line, he gave us the lead. Yeah, he had bonehead turnovers, just like everybody else.
Yeah, 7 turnovers on the night.
Exactly. You know what I mean? But my thing is, look at Tim Hardaway with that defensive play when we were up. You guarding James Harden with your back to the man with the ball. Eric Gordon shoots the ball instead of you switching and just turning and putting a hand up. And then so that way you can play the man with the ball. You don't even know whether he's driving or shooting or not. So I felt like it was a dumb play. But then with the last play when we're down by 2, I know Trini was saying that you can't about Moutier on that play, him throwing the ball in. If number one, Fizz was not out there at that time. He had already gotten ejected. So with that, even the play before when Tim had the bonehead play when he didn't turn around, Fizz had already gotten ejected. So that's why Frank wasn't out there. Smart was coaching at that point. But I felt like once you threw the ball in, that is up to Noah Vonleh not to dribble the ball.
Yeah.
That is not your job.
That was a big
at
mistake.
That point.
That was a big mistake
you have
that
to
he made.
Hold the ball. Yeah. Wait for the guard to come get the ball.
Yeah.
And then use the 9 seconds.
Yeah.
Once you dribbled, you made yourself vulnerable.
Yep. And they saw it. They saw the blood and they ripped him right away.
Right. I agree with that. But my point with that though was that Moutier should have never put him in that position. Like even if you're going to throw the ball to Vonleh there, you know you can throw it in the backcourt. So just throw it in the backcourt. That way he's not crowded. Like he threw it to him basically in a corner, right? Threw it to him in a corner. And yeah, I agree with you, Vonleh. Vonleh messed up. Like I'm not putting it all on Moutier. That's wrong. If I suggested that, I was wrong to suggest that. I wasn't trying to do that. But like to me, he has to take the majority of the blame there because you expect your point guard, your primary ball handler, the guy that is inbounding the ball there, he's inbounding the ball because you expect him to make the high IQ decision. And like he did not make the high IQ decision. So everything just rolls downhill.
But you can't.
So like I agree with you though. Vonleh deserves a lot of blame too.
Go ahead, Rock.
But my thing is, you can't throw the ball to where the player doesn't run. Noah Vonleh didn't run to the backcourt. He stood right there. You only have 5 seconds. If he doesn't run back
there was 10 seconds, though. There was 10. It was
throw
5
the ball
seconds.
back there.
You're about to throw the ball out.
No, I'm talking
5 second inbound.
You have 5 seconds.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
You know what I'm saying? If Noah Vonleh doesn't run back there,
he
can't throw it back there. He has to get the ball in.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
You see what I'm saying? So my thing is, if that's an IQ as a whole.
Yeah.
If nobody runs back there, that's the coaches on down to the players.
Yeah.
He can't throw it back there. At that point, he's helpless because he can only throw the ball where a wide open player is. And I just felt like Keith Smart didn't draw up a good play, and that's what happened. And it was a good effort. You appreciate the effort, especially as a Knicks fan. But there was a lot of bonehead plays, and I love Frank Ntilikina's effort. But I would rather trade for Dennis Smith Jr. and then try to grab someone else, and then then go for another point guard. I feel like in the draft with the talent that's in the draft, and I'm about to end because I know you guys got a lot of calls.
Yep.
But with the talent that's in the draft, try to trade for a point guard and then get more talent through the draft rather than use a pick for a point guard right now. I just don't see. I think Ja Morant is a good point guard, but I don't. I got to see if he's. I don't know.
JLs, where are you at on that? Appreciate the call, Rock.
Everybody knows I don't like Dennis Bridges. Everybody.
Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't want him.
Like I think somebody else kind of illustrated that point perfectly for me. Is like the point guards that there are. I know, like, to me, he projects to be a lead point guard, but he's not that lead point guard that's going to organize people and get to the right places and actually pass. So I want my point guards to pass. Who's going to be like a lead point guard? So for me, like, literally, I've seen a Ja Morant. I think he'll be dope as a point guard because I actually like his vision. Foremost, his vision, and I think he will be able to actually run the offense and get people easy shots. So yeah, I'm higher on Morant than Dennis Smith Jr.
Shwinny, where are you at on the DSJ hype?
I am not interested in any player who, in a second year of his career, leaves the team because of trade rumors.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, stay far away from this kid. I've been telling people, it's buyer's remorse.
You can get away with that in Dallas. That's not gonna fly in New York.
That's not gonna fly, man.
Compare the way how Frank handled being in trade rumors, now Dennis Smith, and not just trade rumors, getting DNP, CD, like all that stuff. Compare that to Dennis Smith Jr. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't care if he's a better player.
I don't see him succeeding here. I just don't. I think this is not the place for him, man. This is not the place for him.
People say all the time, Frank's not built for this. Maybe he's not built for it. I don't know. But I know sure as hell that if you're that much in your feelings because you were floated in trade rumors, you're not.
It's not a good sign.
You're not built for this. You're definitely not.
Not a good sign, man. All right, before we get to the player ratings, I know we got some more people on the phones. We're gonna get to those people as well. I see Ernesto in there. I see Delano in there. I see Medina in there. We're gonna get to you guys as well. Shout out everybody in the chat on this post game live Wednesday night. Knicks, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP from the Knicks Fan TV. My man JL's from the Nick of Time shows in the building. My man Schwinny from Postin' and Toastin' is in the building. Just recapping this 114-110. Diabolical loss at the Garden. James Harden dropped 61 on the Knicks tank. But the Knicks led by ISO Zoe with 31 points of his own. Fought admirably to the end. So just recapping that. Took a lot of calls. Shout out to everybody that called in. And yeah, man. Yeah, Shwinny, go ahead, man. You gotta take a break. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Yeah. All right, Jels, let's run these player ratings real quick, and then we'll get to the rest of the calls, man.
Player ratings are rough today. Let's see.
Well, I mean, obviously, you know, ISO definitely.
Yeah, well, yeah, ISO besides ISO.
Yeah, what else you thinking here? Besides
ISO,
yeah, Timmy with 21, 6 of 16 shooting, minus 12 on the night. Yeah. It's just tough, man. Exactly. You know what? You know where I would go? I would go ISO. Jeez.
Yeah.
I like Mitch's game. I like what Mitch did out there.
That's what I'm thinking too. I'm thinking Mitch.
I like what Mitch did out there. Shout out to Mitch. 12 points, couple blocks. I would say ISO 1, Mitch 2. I guess you can go Timmy. You know, you can go Timmy 2 or 3 with 21 points. 21 points. You know, shooting percentage was terrible, but 4 rebounds. Yeah, I think I would go. I think I would go ISO, Timmy, and Mitch tonight would be my three standouts. What do you guys think in the chat, man? Who are your 3 standouts from tonight's game? Where are you going with this, Jails?
I'm going back and forth for that 31 dog. Am I going Mitch or Frank, yo? I know he had 0 points, but it was just like that comeback. You can go Doc, but I'm gonna go ISO for sure 1.
Yeah.
That's the easy one. Mitch 2. Man. Tim did great in the first half.
Yeah, they had a good first half.
Frank brought us back within 2. I'm gonna go Frank.
Tim, Frank, and Mitch.
The only 0 point. Yeah, this 0.3 star of the night goes to Frank. Schwinny, who your I guess your 3 notables in tonight's loss here.
Trier, Frank, Mitch.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said Trier. No, I said Trier, Timmy, Mitch. That's what I went. I went Trier, Timmy, Mitch. But I thought Frank was definitely up there.
Fourth quarter.
Say that again?
That Tim can kick rocks after that fourth quarter.
Yeah, fourth quarter was ugly. Fourth quarter was ugly. Shooting percentage was off.
Nah, forget that last possession. I'm happy that last caller brought it up because he was supposed to switch. Even they were saying like he was definitely supposed to switch on that. True, definitely supposed to switch. Didn't switch. I don't even know. I think he was defending like I honestly don't even remember who was screening. It doesn't matter. He was supposed to switch. Gordon just got to step in wide open 3. Like I knew that was money as soon as it left his hand. I was like, all right, well, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Tim had his moments, but that play, you get to kick rocks after that.
Yeah, I understand keeping the ball out of Harden's hand, but it was like a little bit too. He overplayed it a little bit too much.
Yeah, if Trier's gonna switch right there, that's fine. Like you just don't want to give up. You don't want to give up a 3 there for sure. That's what you don't want to do.
That's a fact.
A wide open 3, not just a 3.
Wide open 3. It's like I know you want. I know you want to get the ball out of Harden's hands, but let's not act like Gordon hasn't been hitting 3s his whole career. Like,
yeah, man.
Let's act like he's on a scout report. You know what I'm saying? Like, know your personnel.
That was a tough one, man. Tough possession to watch, man. Absolutely, man.
Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr.'s fourth quarter defense.
For fourth quarter, everything, man. He's the fourth quarter turnover.
Yeah, chucking the turnovers and the defense in the fourth quarter.
You remember that possession where I think it was in the third quarter though, but there was that one possession where he kept trying to take like Gordon off the dribble and Gordon kept poking it away from him. Like, yo, just stop.
Every game this season.
I was like, yo, please stop right now. Please stop.
That's every game this season, man. He needs to stick to one dribble move, dog.
One
to 2 dribble or drive to the cup.
You know, like we need another we need another high usage player because right now everybody's playing like 1 or 2 levels above where they should ideally be. Yeah, other than the bench guys right now, the bench guys are like I will like as much as we've crapped on Fizz for a lot of things, I do like him kind of settling on this bench rotation the last 2 or 3 games where it's like these guys like I like the Trier, Dot, Frank, Mitch. I like those 4 together. That's a good 4.
We got a little sprinkle of Lance in there instead of Mario. Yeah. They said on the telecast they were going for Lance's leadership in this situation against Harden. They said they wanted Lance out there to help man the fort.
Maybe he leads a better prayer, maybe.
Oh yeah, probably a better locker room prayer.
I mean. Oh, well, Lance Thomas, minus 19.
Oh, Jesus.
Lowest plus minus on the team.
That was in like 14 minutes or something.
Yeah, so he led us to something.
That's the captain, baby. That's what we want from our captain, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm going to be fair and say he hasn't played in like 67 games, though. So.
Oh, my God.
For good reason.
Oh, my God.
Yo, there was one play in the first quarter. Knox threw it to him like right under the hoop. And he...
Yes.
To,
hit the bottom of the rim.
Oh yeah, that was
twice.
That was really painful to watch. Like,
oh my God, man! Bad News Bears, bro. The leader of the Bad News Bears. All right, let's go. Let's get back to the phones. We got a couple more calls left, and we'll wrap it up. Ernesto from Miami wants to talk about the importance of maxing out the cap space this offseason. Ernesto, what's your takes on this, man? Explain.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good. How you feeling, bro?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I wanted to talk about the importance of maxing out the salary cap that we're going to have before extending KP.
Okay, how you feel about that?
That's what it's all about. Even though if we miss out on all the free agent targets that we want, for example, we still need to spend the money, and we still
why?
And it's still a good idea to get at that because if we just use the existing salary cap that we have just to re-sign KP, that limits what we can do in the future. So we have to max out. Let's say I'm going to give you a round number. Let's say we have $20 million right now in salary cap. That's what we have before we re-sign KP. Well, we need to maximize that. We need to completely max that out. Even if it's 1, 2 players, even if it's for one single player, it doesn't matter. Even if it's a bad contract on a player on a 1-year deal, because then you can re-sign Porzingis after that and go over the salary cap. And that means, let's say you do a 1-year, $20 million deal on one player. Let's say I'm gonna throw it out there, just out of the blue. DeAndre Jordan, 1-year contract, $20 million. Well, we give him $20 million this summer, and then we re-sign Porzingis. What happens then? We already signed Porzingis to a max deal, and then next summer we have another $20 million of free space. If we do it the other way around and we don't max up the salary cap, we lose out on that money. We lose about $15 million in cap space. That's why Golden State is at like almost a $300 million payroll, because they have everybody bird rights and they can manipulate the salary cap.
Yeah.
So when
with KD,
when they have open cap space, what they do is they use their cap space to sign a free agent like Durant, and then they go over the cap to sign all their players that they own their bird rights to. And that's what the Knicks need to do. So it doesn't matter if we get the free agents that we want, or we still have to, one way or the other, we have to spend the money. But we have to spend it wisely. Now, I'm good on bad contracts if it's a 1-year deal.
JL's got Wayne.
Other than that, then you have to be smart about how you spend it, because make no mistake about it. See, I'm on Team Tank. I want them to lose all they want, but that's it. After this year, no more tanking, because we're on the clock. Meaning, KP is going to be on his first year. Whatever, if he signs a full, whether it's a 5-year extension with the Knicks, whether it's an offer sheet he signs that it's a 4-year deal, and he opts out after 3, that's what I think he's going to do. I think he's going to sign an offer sheet, a 4-year deal with an opt-out after 3. So the Knicks are going to be on the clock, meaning we're going to have to start getting better really quick, real fast, if we want to keep KP.
All right. So Shwinny Wayne here. What do you think about what Ernesto's saying here?
I mean, I agree we should use our space this year. I don't know. Like I've said, I'm not. I think we can progress our team forward without necessarily signing a max player. So, like, to me, I agree that we should use the space 100% this year. And then, like, even if we don't trade Lee or Hardaway, we'd still have, I think, off the top of my head, assuming we get like a top 5 pick, we'd have something like 26, 29 million in space to use this summer. We should definitely use that space this summer. Can you bring in a good, solid starting point guard? Can you potentially bring in another shooter or two with that type of money? If you can do those things, I think this team becomes meaningfully better.
Yeah.
So we should do that. And I 100% agree that, like, at some point, look, we've been awful for 5 years. Straight up awful. There's no getting around it. We've been terrible for 5 years. I don't know if I totally believe that KP's 100% going to sign a 4-year contract, like an offer sheet. I think the guy is coming off an ACL and will probably prioritize locking in the most money he can more than
got to.
He would if he didn't. Though it's a possibility. It's a possibility he could sign an offer sheet with somebody. I can't totally dismiss that. Anyways, my point is more that I do agree with Ernesto. It's imperative that we use the cap space this summer, but let's use it wisely. Like, I don't want to do another thing where, like 2010, where we don't get LeBron, and then our like immediate instinct is, oh, let's max Amari. Like, I don't want to.
There's no insurance and no anything.
Yeah. I don't want another one of those. Like, if you can't get a max guy, that's fine.
1 year deal.
JLs, what you think about this?
You can do that. Like sign, like if you want a veteran point guard, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to commit to somebody long term, you can sign Rubio for like 1 year.
Well,
15 months.
Well, let me get JL's opinion on this. JL, jump in. Yeah, we haven't been in a minute.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all good. I don't really have nothing much to add to that. I agree with pretty much everything that's been said. I mean, it makes sense. We kind of really lose money if we don't go right up the cat, especially if it's only a 1 year, 2 year deal. A 1 year deal, then it's no money off our back. We just clear it and re-sign as we see fit. And like Sweeney said, like I'm all for like a good point guard coming in. I feel like that's our biggest need anyway. Like somebody like Rubio or whoever to come in and do this thing for 1 year and then regroup later. I'm down for that.
Yeah, interesting point. Interesting point on Nesto, and appreciate the call, man. It's an interesting take.
Yeah. One quick one.
Yeah, go ahead. One last point. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think. I think. Yeah, I mean, point guard is our that's our best need, and it's what's going to make us better really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I think Frank has the potential to be our point guard, but he's not there yet. But on a championship team, at least Frank has the potential to be a backup on a championship team. I can see him being that guy. But we do need a starting point guard. And I think Kemba Walker's the way to go. I mean,
Ernesto's in the Kemba bag. Okay.
Would you max Kemba? Because I think that's what it would take.
Around $25 billion, no more than that per year.
You're gonna have to max out Kemba Walker every dime that you have. Yeah. Every dime available to him.
Charlotte's definitely giving him a max. They're definitely
MJ's going to bring him back, absolutely.
Yep.
MJ probably bet on that
shit. He called his bookie like, I bet you I could sign Kemba Walker, bro. How much you want to bet? Bet me on that.
No, roll.
Bet me on that. All right, Ernesto, appreciate you, bro. It's a good call. Ernesto on his Kemba. Kemba's having a good year, man. Deservedly so. All right, next call goes to Medina from Jersey. He wants to talk about the game and free agency. Medina, how you feeling, bro?
What's up, guys? I came across your YouTube page. I was searching for Nick highlights, so appreciate that you guys do this.
Hey, man, you came to the right place, bro. I hope you subscribe to the channels. Not just Knicks Fan TV, not just the Nick of Time show, but I hope you also reader of Posting and Toasting, Medina. This is it, man. Don't get no better than this.
You got the Frazier Posting and Toasting. What you would call it? Yeah, but quick point is, what's you see that highlight with Hardaway and Trier? You see that as brewing right there, right? You know that's not going to end well.
Nah, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Dudes in the league will tell you they get into it all the time in practice, in games. Listen, Michael Jordan used to slap players across the face. He knocked Steve Kerr's teeth out, man.
Yeah.
It's all love, I don't think it.
I don't know. I mean, you might feel like I don't know. I see something there. Maybe I'm just overreacting about it. But second point, a lot of players see what Kanter, is going through right now. And players see that. They're like, that's how they treat players in New York. This is the second player that's coming out, being dysfunctional already with the organization, with players. Players don't want to come to that. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. Nobody thinks that Kanter crying about his minutes in a contract year is about dysfunction. That's about Kanter prioritizing his money over anything else. Like, Kanter can... No, that's...
We didn't force him here.
Yeah. I'm not. And you know what? And if you're talking about Melo, look at what Melo's doing right now. Like, Melo can cry all about how we treated him wrong. All I know is that man took the money at every turn. He had no problem taking the money, and then he left and said he was going to prove all the doubters wrong. And what did he prove? He proved all of us right. So, like, I'm fine with people saying the Knicks are dysfunctional and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But, like, sure as hell it's not because Enes Kanter didn't play against the Houston Rockets tonight.
Listen, we didn't force him. Go ahead, JLs, but we didn't force him into the situation. This is what he wanted.
Yeah, he opted in. Nobody forced him. He wanted the money. He knew he couldn't get that money from anywhere else, so he took the money.
I mean, to me right now, it seems like Fizz has more of a reputation as a player's coach than a coach that goes the wrong way. I mean, he's kind of like, two losses and like 105 wins. Like, if you ask all these players around the league, would you want to play for Fizz? Most of them would say yes. So I'm not really going to worry about Enes Kanter too much. You know what I'm saying? You have LeBron James backing you up.
I'm just saying, if we piss off Enes, we probably increase our chances of signing Kevin Durant.
Yo, Medina, appreciate the call, man. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, man. Definitely. I'm glad you found our show, man.
Word.
All right, Medina was speechless. He was speechless over that.
Yeah, 104 subscribers left to 1,000.
Yeah, man.
Getting there.
Yo, you got 100 left to 1,000?
Yeah, just about 104.
We got 100 subscribers left. This is the Get Jay Ellis to 1,000 subscribers telethon. This is just switch from Post Game Live to the Jay Ellis telethon. Go to the Nick of Time show. Subscribe. And, yeah, man, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. Share this video with your fellow Knicks fans. You just see Medina just found us. It's all because of you guys, man. This is how we get more people in the chat. This is how we get more people on the phones. So it's good, man. All right, so that was Medina. 2 more calls. We got Raw Hebrew Remnant from the chat. Wants to talk about the game overall. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, man. Always good to talk to you fellas. You guys got a great show. I was wondering who that third cat was, and then when I saw Posting and Toast, I was like, oh, that's him. So I like reading his stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
I like reading his stuff. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I like reading his stuff, man.
Absolutely.
Real quick, I know I've been watching y'all. Always good to watch your show. The game was. I'm very happy with the game. I'm very happy with the guy. I know I want us to win, but I'm fully on with the tank thing. I'm very happy with the game. So I knew the tank was on when they put Hardaway and Moutier at the end of the fourth quarter. So I was like, this tank is on because they had. I'm glad they played the kids though. So they started the fourth quarter with the 5 kids, and I'm liking that. Now I know y'all gonna disagree with me, but I really think we set at point guard with Frank. I'm happy with Frank. I mean, when you think about this. First off, when y'all went through the players of the night, it's very simple. Just go to the plus-minus. Because if you look at the plus-minus, that shows you who was, tonight especially, it doesn't always show, but tonight it shows who was really playing. And the guys that were plus was Frank, Mitch,
Dotson,
Trier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so that's those are your guys. So, and I don't know why everybody thinks that somebody's got to score in order to be effective on the court. Frank is a perfect example of a guy that can control the game. He's eventually going to be one of these guys. He can control the game without even having to score a lot. He's going to be that kind of guy. And first off, I don't understand why, and please, maybe you guys can explain to me. Moutier has started at point guard for the New York Knicks more than 44 games. When he came into the league, he was a high turnover guy that didn't play defense and had a low basketball IQ. He's still a high turnover guy that doesn't play defense and has a low basketball IQ.
And they've committed to starting him for the rest of the year.
And not only that, yeah, I see that, and not only that, but he does not set up the teammate. I'm not saying anything personally against the kid's character. I know he's trying hard, but I'm just saying he doesn't set up his team. The only time he's effective is when he isolates himself and goes to the basket. And if he doesn't turn it over, then something good might happen. But usually he turns it over. So, but Frank is more under control. And Moutier, this is his 4th year. Frank has only started at the point guard spot for 5 games, y'all. For the whole year and a half he's been on the team, he's only started at his natural position for 5 games. I'm saying this. If you want to judge the kid, let's let him start at the point for like 20 games, 25 games. If he stink after that, okay. But I don't think you can judge him unless you've given him that shot. And but they haven't yet. So I'm saying, from what I'm seeing, from what I see with this kid, I think he's the answer. I can understand why somebody will, but we just impatient. If we just wait, KP is 23. So you bring KP in next year, he's 24. Frank is 21. Let them guys play together for a year. And this thing with John Morant, I'm not saying John Morant is not good, but we tend to think because some kid is dunking on who gives a crap state that he's going to come in the NBA and dominate. He's going to take 2 or 3 years to develop himself. I mean, he's got talent, but we've already invested time in Frank, and I'm thinking he's really the answer. I'm thinking, what do y'all think? I like the idea of getting either a Tobias Harris or a Rozier. I don't think we can get both of them because we have to get rid of both Lee and Hardaway. We can't get both of those guys unless we get rid of both Lee and Hardaway. But I'm thinking we can get Rozier between like $20 and $22 million a year, which won't kill all our cap space. And I'm thinking we could probably, if we do that, we might be able to re-sign Von Lee. But if we need to get rid of Von Lee to get Timmy Hardaway out of here with his contract, I'm all for that. But I'm just saying, I think one of those two guys, because if you want to bring in a veteran guy like Rozier, is not like, I mean, what is he, like 25? He's not a real like veteran guy, but he's been in big spots, obviously. And so I'm thinking he's got the heart to play. He's not a dumb player. He's a high IQ guy. I like him, but I don't think we should dump on Frank like that because if you just wait another year and give the boy a chance, like he hasn't gotten a full chance. You can't keep yanking him back and forth, and then when he goes 0 for 7, but he's +8, he stink. Whereas Moutier got 7 turnovers, and people talk about what he scored. I mean, come on. I mean, whenever I want to know some stats. If Moutier scores over 20, how many games have we won when Moutier scored over 20? That's what I want to know. Because, and how many games have we won when Frank's played over 30 minutes? I would like to see those stats because I think those would be telling. I think those would be telling. Well, anyway, I don't want to keep that.
I appreciate you, bro. Go ahead, Sweeney.
I agree with you because, to me, I've always thought this. I think turnovers are way worse than missed shots. Because on a missed shot, what happens on a missed shot? You could get an offensive rebound. You can get an offensive rebound. You get 100%. On a turnover, there's nothing good that comes from a turnover. You either just threw the ball out of bounds so the other team gets the ball, or it's a live ball turnover and they end a fast break either way. And like, how many of his possessions?
90 seconds.
How many possessions of his today ended in points the other way? I have no idea, but like I know that garbage turnover. He had like 2 garbage turnovers at the end of the game that ended in the Rockets getting points the other way.
Yeah.
So like, I agree with him. Like Frank hasn't gotten I actually think it was 9 games, not 5, but like either way, 9 games. And then they had one horrible quarter against
60 seconds.
And then that entire starting lineup has never actually played since then. So, and that's been our only plus starting lineup.
Yeah.
So, I think we were 3-6 that starting lineup with every other starting lineup. Let me just do this math real quick. We're 7-30. So I would say that maybe that lineup was better than every other lineup we put out there. I don't know, but they didn't get a fair shot. I'll say that.
Nah, definitely didn't. It is interesting to see how this organization has prioritized Moutier over Frank. I was with Raw Hebrew Remnant. Earlier this year. I was saying, why not put Frank out there and just see what's happening. But at the same time, I don't know. I kind of do see why they wanted to see what Moutier and Moutier could bring to the table. In terms of maybe a backup plan C, plan D option in free agency. But, we'll see. We'll see, man. Next call, Delano. Delano, last call of the night, man. How you feeling, bro?
Yo, what's going on? Hey, listen, I'm depressed. I'm not even gonna lie about it. I'm depressed.
What happened, man?
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I don't mind the losing if we got a plan. I don't mind the losing with direction. Mm-hmm. What I do mind is when you got players that got comments and words of, I want to do something special in the Garden. That's the players we need to shut down. That's the players we need to show them, you can't do that, and not in my house.
Yeah.
Where's the pride at? You know what I'm saying? Where's the pride?
I think they tried, man. This dude is a beast. He's cooking everybody though.
Yeah,
Dylan, what you want him to do?
No, don't get me wrong. I'm not sitting here saying like, okay, again, because that's another argument for another day. Because I'm telling you now, Harden get away with too much.
Yes.
I don't know if he got naked pics of every ref or something like that, or what. But he do way too much, and it's blatant, and it's in your face, and it's like, how do you not call this? You know what I'm saying? But that, like I said, that's an argument for another day. Because I tell you now, you take away about half of the stuff that he does, he not scoring all them points. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to say, like, for me, I'm not mad at the fact that, again, if we lost the game, okay, we lost the game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But like I said, players like that, when they got something to say, we need to shut that down. We need to let them know this is our house. You coming in here, you gonna respect us one way or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Waiting, man.
And you know what I'm saying? So I feel at the end of the day, we should have won that game, and we should have came out like we wanted to win that game, and that's why, Tria did his thing. Proud of Tria for that. The last play of the game, again, I'm more mad at the rest of the Knicks on the floor. Everybody wants to sit there and talk about why Frank ain't on the floor. Why don't we put the blame on the players that's on the floor? Why didn't y'all play defense? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we can't put everything on when Frank was there. So what if Frank ain't there? If Frank is hurt, then what we gonna say? Well, if Frank can go out there on crutches, we need to put the blame on the players on the floor. Why Tim Hardaway ain't guard his man? Why Tria ran under that screen instead of going over it? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what we need to be saying. Not sitting there saying, well, if Frank was in the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Frank is. And the last caller bugged me out. How you contradict yourself talking about Frank is the answer, but your suggestion is, can we get Terry Rozier? Is Frank the answer or is Terry Rozier the answer? Because if Terry Rozier want to start. You see what I'm saying? He's already made that public. I want to start. So why am I going to sit there? You know what I mean? So how you going to sit there and say in one sentence, no, we need to get rid of Moutier and put Frank in. And we don't want to get John Morant because we feel like, you know what I'm saying, he's just a highlight reel. But you'll probably go for Zion Williamson in the draft and can we find a way to get Terry Rozier?
Yeah.
Like, nah, you can't do that. My thing, and I know you disagree because I heard it earlier, I would make a strong offer with one of our albatross contracts for Mike Conley Jr. And the reason I say that is because the one thing that Conley Jr. is a floor general. And that's something we don't have. Everybody looking for a point guard. What we need is a floor general. And there's a difference. Everybody be out here talking about a point guard and all that stuff. You need to specify what kind of point guard you're looking for. We need a leader, a floor general, a veteran, somebody who can get the job done. The problem with him is that his team is trash.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You got two of the last grit and grind type of players on a team that's learning how to play finesse. So how do they fit into a plan when you got a completely different style from what you had before?
They got to destroy him.
That's not on him.
Go ahead, Jails.
Mike Conley makes 30 mil, like 30.
That's a crazy contract, though.
It's a lot of money, but that's what I'm saying. We got to get rid of these albatross contracts as well, because despite what, again, even though he's cheaper than Hardaway Jr., at least we know that Conley Jr. is more effective on the floor than Tim Hardaway Jr. is.
Yeah, but we can't be getting old players here who was always injured for $30 plus dollars, and
that's the only knock on him. That's the only knock is his injury. But I don't even put the contract on him. That's more on the fact that Memphis was trying to make sure that they locked in their players because they wanted to keep. You know what I'm saying? But that's not Mike Conley Jr.'s fault. I can't blame him for that contract.
I'm not either.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we need a floor general. Who, however we get one, we need a floor general. Not just any point guard, not just a defensive specialist, not just some 3-point specialist. We need a floor general. And everybody sitting here talking all that stuff about tanking. Where's y'all pride at? When did we think it's okay to lose just to lose? You know what I'm saying? Y'all got more pride than sitting there saying we better than the Brooklyn Nets and they in the playoffs and we not. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to me about not being a fan. I'm a fan for real. if we, you know what I'm saying, I'm cool. I'm cool with losing if we got purpose. But some games we need to go out there and show that we ain't nobody's doormat.
That's true. That's true. Delano with his 2 cents. Appreciate the call, Delano. Go ahead, Swinny. Wrap it up for us.
I agree. Like I've said that for a long time. I don't like that. I think there are nights that we just need to put somebody on their ass because there are too many nights that people come into the Garden and they're like, tonight's my career night. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I was scared when he said that shit, man.
And like whatever. I mean, whatever. Tonight I thought they actually. I thought they played like they gave.
Oh yeah, they gave it their all, man.
Wasn't I mean, you can say like, yeah, well, Harden put up 61. He did put up 61. No one can deny that. But like, I didn't think it was like they just. I mean, it was a 4-point game.
Yeah.
It came down like it wasn't like they just let the Rockets do whatever. Like it was a tight game. With regards to I agree with him also about we need a floor general. Do I think that like if I could just trade Courtney Lee and Tim Hardaway Jr. for Mike Conley, I would just do it.
Yeah,
I would. But like I don't think that we can just
I
don't think so. And so you got to really think about like, are you willing to take in Mike Conley and cut in basically into all of or most of your cap space, and like that's basically your summer.
That's like That's Amari all over again, though.
I mean, it's different because it's only 2 years left, but like still, that's it. That's your team now for 2 years.
Yeah, but he's not gonna play 20.
No, I agree that's what I'm saying. It's like it's like are you, is that worth it? Like I don't think it's worth it. That's why like I don't know. I agree with what he is saying. I don't think Conley is the guy. I don't know who's the guy, but like we don't make millions of dollars. We don't get paid to make decisions. Like we just get not paid to talk shit about them.
Facts. yeah, exactly. We just don't get paid to talk. But yeah, man. With that being said, I think this is a perfect segue to wrap it up. My man Jay Ellis can't even keep his eyes open. Schwinny's, I'm faded. Schwinny's faded. It was a good talk, though. I mean, listen, at the very least, if we're not going to win the game, you at least ask for games like this, and we get a lot of conversation going. So shout out to everybody that called in. Shout out to everybody that weighed in on the chat. Go ahead, JLs.
Yeah, let me shout out new subscribers.
Yeah.
Crossfly Paper, what up? Thanks for joining KOT. Mark Swift as well, and Sang Freud 929. Thanks for joining.
Yep. Absolutely. I also see Jamie Lee 10 in your chat was asking, is there a way for overseas callers to weigh in? I'm going to get that figured out. I want to get some of you guys from overseas in here connected, whether it's through Discord or Skype or something. I'm going to figure that part out and get some international people in here. Yeah, man. All right, Jay, let's get and promote your stuff while we wrap up, man.
Cool podcast just dropped today. Definitely check that out. It's on YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify. I'm on Spotify now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Stitcher, I'm on a bunch of places. I'm all over the place, so definitely check that out. Also check out all the social medias that just popped up on the screen right there. The KOT Show on Instagram. The Nick of Time Show the KOT Show, the KOT Show on Twitter. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Nick of Time Show on Instagram and the Nick of Time Podcast on Facebook. So check that out as well. And also be sure to cop my merch. I have no merch for me right now, but you know what it is. I'm about to have some Porzingis God knitted caps, and definitely get the hoodies. This is real hoodie season right now.
It's hoodie season, man. This is layer up.
Definitely get your hoodies. Porzingis God. I got Knox hoodies, Frank hoodies. Ron Baker hoodies is still out there popping.
All right.
Still out there popping.
Wichita loves Ron.
Ron Baker got traded, and then people was just like, "Yo, give me that Ron too."
Absolutely, man.
It's cold now to get the Ron hoodie.
Factuals, man. Schwinny, where can the people find you at?
You can find me at Schwinny Poo, with an H at the end, not like Poo. On Twitter, and then I also write on Posting and Toasting. I will have the recap of the game up at some point tomorrow. So if you want to hear more of my diatribes in much more colorful language, you're going to read that tomorrow.
Yeah, man. Schwinny, appreciate the time, man. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, man. And, everybody that came in tonight, shout out to everybody that came through. I think we had almost 300 people in the chat tonight. So obviously when you get close games like this, when you get, wins like, some wins like we got, the 10 wins that we have, you get a lot of people in the chat. So shout out to everybody that came in. Shout out to all the new watchers. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Definitely subscribe to the channel. This show is available in podcast form if audio's easier for you when you're at work and stuff the next day. It's under Knicks Fan TV on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, and Stitcher. So if you're better with the audio, you can check out the show on the Knicks Fan TV on those platforms. The merch is also open. We got the Knicks Fan TV logo shirt. We got the Mitch Please t-shirt. We got the Young Core t-shirt also on Teespring. So that link is in the video description. So if you guys are interested in the merch, definitely hit that link and copy your tees. We got hoodies available too. We got phone cases available too. You know what I mean? The flagship logo phone case. So merchandise store is definitely rounding into shape. And yeah, man, shout out to everybody for once again coming through. Keith Sinclair, G, Above the Rim, D Grant, Matt B, everybody on Facebook, Twitter, Periscope. Thanks for watching. And yeah, man, we'll see big game Friday night, Battle of the Boroughs. We can't let these Nets embarrass us. We got to go into Brooklyn and make a statement. So hopefully we show out for that game, man. Yeah, man. All right, Schwinny JLs, I'll see you guys, man. Thanks again for your time. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, man. Peace.